Check 1 2, check 1 2. Check, check, check. I can't hear myself. Can you hear me? Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2. Welcome to another edition of Moorish World TV. I am your host, Brother Tahaka Bay, and this is the work that need to be done. Yes, it's a tough job. It's a tough job, but somebody got to do it. Who's in the building tonight? I hope everybody can hear me tonight. Can you hear me? Press 7 if you can hear me. Take a sip of the kombucha. Can you hear the kombucha? Can you hear the kombucha? Official LB Smooth. You gonna like this one? You gonna like this one?
Finish him.
Yeah, you gonna like this one. Welcome to another edition of Moorish World TV. I'm a little bit late, but I'm always on time. What's up, family? Welcome to another edition of Moorish World TV. I'm your host, Brother Tahaka Bay. How y'all doing? Y'all ready to cook? Y'all ready to cook? Oh, man. Listen. I got to be honest. I got to be honest with you today. I don't know what side the professor is operating on. I'm going to be serious with you. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Listen. I don't know what side the professor is operating on at this point, man. One day, he's talking FBA talking points. And then 24 hours later, he's talking Pan-Africanism. I don't know what to do. Now, I don't know. Professor Kaba, man, he better not be smoking that new dispensary weed, man. I'm just saying. I ain't throwing him under the bus yet, man. I can't throw him under the bus yet, man. I can't throw him under the bus yet. Y'all got to work with me, man. You know, I can't throw the elder under the bus just yet. I'm gonna let you decide tonight. Yeah. I said, goodness gracious. Anyway, I invited what his name is, George Macon. I invited him on the show if he wanted to come on. He sent me an email. Yeah, he sent me an email, told me to call him. George. Hey, George. Sound like Wheezy. Sound like Wheezy. George. You out there with Tom? I just started off being goofy. Good goodness gracious. I did already kicked off goofiness. George Macon emailed me. He sent me his number, told me call him. I ain't call him though. I'm scared. George, if you're looking, I'm scared, man. You got all the muscles and stuff. You be flexing and all that looking like you got to take a poop. I'll be like, man, I ain't calling you, man. You gonna have to, this got to be on site with me and you, man. I ain't playing with you, man. All that, man. Look, man. And you from Guyana or somewhere like that, man. I know how y'all get down, man. You got to see me when you see me, man. Man, that's what I tell you. Hey, somebody say, why are you inviting people I can't stand to hear their voices? I'm just saying. You don't like George Macon? I mean, I'm serious, man. Like he Hulk Hogan or something back in '82. Mean Gene, let me tell you, Mean Gene, the Hulkster, the 26-inch pythons. I'm like, nah, man, it's on site, bro. We ain't playing these games, man. Showed up, I know how you get down. No, sir. Keep telling me. Judah Jeremiah, what it do, family? Yeah, family, we got a good one for you tonight, man. And the sad part about this, man, is that somebody got to say, you know what's really hypocritical about FBA? FBA don't care who fights or support their cause. Kaba is 95% talking Pan-Africanism on the internet every day, and maybe 5% whenever they call him to the mic, FBA. I'm serious. At first I was about to drag Professor. If you watching today, I was about to drag you, brother. Yes, I was about to drag you, because I feel as though that I've watched you for over 20 some years, and I've learned like so much from you in those over 20 some years. And it seems as if when you begin to push the FBA concept, it's like you're backpedaling from everything that you ever taught. And it kind of blew me away when I would hear you regurgitate the Tariq Nasheed talking points. And I know he got your check. I know you've been rocking with him for a long time. I know. I'm just saying. Hey, man, we gonna call him Professor, man. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. Hey, Crip, I'm trying to figure it out, man. I'm trying to figure it out, Crip. What is this man doing? So tonight, I'm going to let everybody else try to figure this out, because I got confused in doing the research, family. I got confused. I really did. I got confused, man. I got confused. Let's go. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And thank you, family. Keep it up. I was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again. I got something for you too, George. I got a little something too, George. Buying European hair, no love for self, but do the men really care? Hell no, cause they got a love for Europe. Whole generation chasing pills, weed, and syrup. Yeah, they love Lil Yachty, Tucci, Gucci, Kodak, Amigos, Ross, Boosie. But when the love for the woman look like your mother, I guess they say it's all black when it's under the cover. Now cypher, I be that more you gon' remember. Yeah. I be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. Yeah. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. All you super scholars holler. Yeah. This era for the workers. Yeah. You ain't building on the ground, then you worse than a twerker. You look and sound good, but that's only on the That's my dad. Let me do my dad. Now tell me what's your purpose. Ain't worried about your homie, but know that I know every mo that rock a fast. He ain't my bro. Yeah, you know I ain't slow. I seen it all before. How they try to kill the prophet, it was all for show. And some got it right now. Don't say that I'm not down. I'm coming for my vast estate. I want my town, my sheriff, my stores, my school, my nation. Sick and tired of the procrastination and debate. Y'all keep hating when love is the savior. You don't love yourself, so you can't love your neighbor. That's why you killing, fighting, marry out of your race. If you ain't for Moorish World, then get out of my face. Cause Chinese love China, Italians love Italy. If you used to love the Moorish World, come on and build it with me. Let's go. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' be that more you gon' remember. To Hawker Bay front line till the law come a number. I be that more you gon' remember. Be more. I be that more you gon' remember. That town. I be that more you gon' remember. To Hawker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. LA. I be that more you gon' remember. New York. I be that more you gon' remember. To Hawker Bay front line till the law call my number. Man, look, man. Man, check 1 2, family. Let me tell you something, family. This guy stop, man. This guy stop, man. This guy stop. What I'm doing right now, man, this guy stop, man. This guy stop. Come on, Kaba. Stop. Stop. Stop, Kaba. Kaba. Y'all want to see what I'm looking at? Come on, man. Kaba, man. Come on, man. Hey, Kaba, you can't play both sides. Hey, Kaba, you can't play both sides, man. Y'all ready for this, man? Y'all ready for this, man? Oh, man, Kaba. Oh, man, let me show y'all something, man. Kaba, man. Listen, Kaba, when you get into those little conversations, man, and you pushing the FBA narrative, brother, you got to really stop this, man. You know what I mean? You got to stop this, man. Listen, fam, let me drop a few for you real quick, man. Can I drop a few? This is insane, man. This is insane. Listen, just as recent as today, you hear what I say? As recent as today, Kaba dropped something about Ancient Tour, episode 4. Come on, Kaba. Are you FBA or what, man? Kaba running a scam, Kaba. Kaba, you can't do both, Kaba. Kaba. Hey, Kaba, we love you, brother. Stand on business, though, man. Listen, they have drew the line in the sand. They are attacking Pan-Africanism. They attacking it. They are attacking Pan-Africanism, saying that Pan-Africanism is dead, and you regurgitating the talking points of FBA, but you also continue to teach Pan-Africanism. This is today. The Twa Mabuti of Central Africa and the Khoi San of Southern Africa are the original human family. Come on, man. Come on, Doc. That's what they say in Baltimore with the Moors in Baltimore. Come on, Doc. See what I'm saying, man? FBA. FBA does not exist without Africa as a precursor. Like, there is no FBA without Africa. Can we all agree on that? There is no FBA without Africa as a precursor. Family, are y'all with me tonight? Please throw your sevens in the air if you with me. There is no FBA. Family, I got a question for you. I got a question for you. Family, can anybody name, and I'm looking at the chat. Hold up, before I do that, I need another picture because this one annoys me. Family. Kaba. You listen, that Tariq Nasheed check can't be that good. I refuse to believe that you would throw away over 40 years of research and teaching of Pan-Africanism over one who failed the 6th grade and working against the Pan-African ideal. I refuse to believe that. Now, tonight I got some clips of Professor Kaba, and I'm going to let you be the judge. Is he an FBA PSYOP, or is he a plant in FBA for Pan-Africanism? We don't know yet. Listen to me. some of these clips will make you think that he might be over there to try to turn him around. He might be over there just to turn him around. I don't know yet. We're going to find out tonight, and y'all going to be the judge of this. Family, we're about to get deep into this conversation. This is just the other day. This was yesterday post. This is yesterday post. Now, family, I got a question. Let me see how many people in the chat, because I got a question for y'all. And I want y'all, this is an interactive show. I want y'all to answer this question for me. What original social sciences began here in America with our people in America? Is there any science? I mean, I need to Google these things, but maybe you can Google it for me. What science on the planet began in America with Africans in America, indigenous Americans, or whatever Americans here in America that represent our people? What science started right here in America? Was it math? Was it botany? Was it psychology? What science? Because listen to me. If you want to rear your children, into the highest science, you must go to the origin where the highest science was founded, developed, and perpetuated. I think that just makes sense. What people founded the highest science to date on the planet? Anybody know? What people? Was it what they call the FBAs in America? Or did these sciences predate? If it predate, it would only make sense that you would want to connect to that. It would only make sense. Press 7 if you understand what I'm saying. So for Kaba to get in these FBA spaces and try to underscore and highlight the importance of FBA and negating the fact that all of the sciences predate the experience in America, you're acting like you don't know. You're acting like you don't know. And for you to act like you don't know, Dr. Kaba, that's not fair. It's not fair for the progression of our people in America that are ignorant to the fact of their greatness before the shores of this continent. It's not fair. It's not fair, Dr. Kaba, because you know before we've arrived to these shores, even those that was on these shores, that the sciences of the world did not begin here. And it began with our ancestors. And to act as if that is irrelevant at this hour, to act as if that is not important, to act as if it is not essential to the growth and development of our people here, is a tragedy. It's a travesty. It's insane, Dr. Kaba. It's insane. And you can teach the importance of FBA with a smile? Now, let me say this. Our ancestors say we should never disrespect our elders. I'm not sure what that means. But if you're referring to me, family, you have to understand that in this world that we live in, of a conscious persuasion, you have two type of people that is older than you. You have old people and you have elders. Elders command respect for what they have stood on, for what they have represented and continue to stand on and represent. Old people are in the way. Those are two different things. If one want to be respected as an elder, they must do the things that elders do. Elders protect the community. Elders enhance the community. Old people, they say things like, well, no, we can all make this work out. No. Elders are not flexible as it relates to principled teaching. Old people, they are very flexible because most old people just want to fit in. It's like this. If you see a guy that's 70 years old with True Religion jeans and gray braids in his hair with a big old bald spot with butter Timbs on, that is an old person. That's not an elder. You have to know the difference, because if we decide that a person is an old person and we are not willing to speak out against the misinformation and disinformation, then the lies will go on to the next generation. We can't hold back talking to one that we once considered an elder that has reverted to an old person. An old person holds us back. Elders push us forward. There's a big difference. And then we got to stop that. Just because a person has a track record, just because a person has guided us to a certain point, that doesn't mean that they didn't turn back and revert back to something else. And if they revert back, it's up to us, the wise generation, to call them out. You don't get a pass just because you're 75. You don't get a pass. It doesn't work like that. And that's the reason why we are lagging behind. Because we always want to give a person a pass because of their yesterday accomplishments. Well, if their yesterday accomplishments is not measuring up to their daily promotion, whatever they're promoting today, then nah, we got to disregard that and we got to tell the truth. Or someone, listen, this is how we get caught up. I'm serious. Look, we look at somebody back in the day and we look at all of the great things that they did back in the day, and we think that that's the same person today. Family, forget this conversation for a moment. Sidebar. If you met somebody or you grew up with somebody in your 20s, if you was involved in a relationship, in your teenage years, if you are in a relationship, a love affair, whatever, every 7 years, people have a rebirth of self, whether they know it or not. They have a rebirth of self. Now, two things happen in that rebirth. Two things happen. Either the people that's in a relationship together, one is growing forward in the rebirth, and one is regressing and not birthing on that same level. No harm, no foul if the two can handle it. But then you have the situation where some people just stagnated. They just stagnant, they just stagnant. Right? And they intentionally stagnant so they can fit in. This is the old person that got gray braids in their hair, a mouthful of grills, gold teeth and diamonds, tattoos on their face. They didn't have them in their 20s and their 30s and their 40s. They turned 50, got a face tattoo, got a nose earring. they done gone crazy. Well, if that person has some real friends, the real friends would say, come here, man, you looking crazy. That ain't it. They sagging their pants, showing their hind pots. Somebody got to tell old gray braids that ain't it. So even in this conversation in the world of consciousness, our brother, Dr. Kaba, Professor Kaba, he has taught in public school African-centered information, if you will. African studies. This is what he taught. He's proficient. He's proficient in Caribbean studies. He has a degree in that. So to act as if FBA is more important than the diaspora is a problem. And he has done that before. He has done that quite a few times. But to his benefit, now, for they say disrespected earlier, to his benefit, he has, in the midst of regurgitating the pseudo Tariq Nasheed talking points on other podcasts, on other platforms, he is highlighting the importance of the African. Here's one.
In our neighborhoods one day and we're having fun.
This is back in the day. Hold up. This is back in the day when he was on the More Us tour. Now I'm going to bring it back in the day and I'm going to bring it up. This is him with Tariq Nasheed back in the day on the Moors Are Us tour. Take a listen.
Our family's down the road, our grandparents are there, we're just having a good time. And all of a sudden, people we ain't never seen come charging into our neighborhood and in our neighborhoods.
Let me set this up for you. In this clip, Professor Kaba, Professor Kaba says, in Africa, he's equating it to our lifestyle here in America. He says, we're sitting in our neighborhood. And this is what happens.
And we're having fun. Our family's down the road, our grandparents are there. We're just having a good time. And all of a sudden, people we ain't never seen come charging into our neighborhood and snatch us. Just that alone, only the best of the best could have survived that.
Pay attention to the wording.
Think about what I'm saying. And then they're going to drag these children across Africa. Only the best of the best could have survived that. Yes. And then they put us in dungeons, in prisons, and kept us there. Only the best of the best could have survived that. Follow the story so that we can understand who is sitting in this room right now. And then they put us on boats. Take us to a land we don't know. And they torture us until Kunta Kinte says, all right, I'm Toby. Think of what that person went through. Only the best of the best could survive that.
Now let's stop right there. That do not agree with FBA philosophy. He said, they took us to a land that we did not know. And only the best of the best can survive that. See, this is my problem. It would be fine if a person like Professor Kaba or anybody else have a change of opinion to say, I now denounce everything I've ever said. I denounce everything I've ever said because I've come to see with new research that FBA is the foundation of America, and not only the foundation of America, that we've always been here, and this is our homeland and our native land, and we were here way before Columbus, and this is who we are. This is who we are. But he says that the best of the best came out of Africa. Did everybody hear that? Did everybody hear that? Press 7 if you heard that. He said that the best of the best came out of Africa and was brought to America. Is that what he said? Is that what he said? That's what he said. So if the best of the best came out of Africa, then what are we doing with FBA? What are we doing with FBA if the best of the best came out of Africa? What are we doing? See, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying when we're talking about that. Let me share this. Give me a second. I got to share this. This is going to be a good conversation. This is going to be a good conversation here tonight. This is going to be a good one tonight. This is going to be a good conversation tonight. 1 second. I got to share this, fam. You got to work with me. You got to work with me. I got to share this. It's going to be a good one tonight. I want everybody to see this one. I want everybody to see this one. Because I got to do it. I got to do it. I'm gonna share it up on my social media. I got to do it. I got to do it. Here it comes. Yeah, make sure y'all share it. Make sure y'all share this. Listen what he says, and I'm going to run it back real quick, because he said the best of the best come out of Africa.
And then they put us in dungeons, in prisons, and kept us there. Only the best of the best could have survived that. Follow the story so that we can understand who is sitting in this room right now. And then they put us on boats. Take us to a land we don't know. And they torture us.
How do he now come Monday night quarterbacking for FBA? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense, FBA people. It just don't make sense.
Until Kunta Kinte says, all right, I'm Toby. Think of what that person went through. Only the best of the best could have survived that. Just follow my story so we can get a sense of what we have to do when we leave here, because if we leave here today after having experienced Dr. George Frazier and David Banner and Tariq Nasheed, some of the things we're going to talk about, and we can't do nothing, then we wasted our time. Because this is about the coalition of the willing.
Now, this was a while ago. This was a while ago. How is it that now the shift have changed to go against everything that he talked about in this video? How is that? How is it that people are not holding these people that's coming before our people accountable? This is why people say that it's a PSYOP operation. This is why. Because of the knowledge that these brothers have, and in particular, this brother have, before he began to support FBA, is very real of how we teaching it. Now watch this. Fam, let me get these clips off and stop running my mouth.
Pan-African or perish.
Hold on.
Pan-African or perish.
Hold on. Let me get, was that the wrong clip? Hold up.
Pan-African or perish.
Oh, was that I think I put the wrong clip. Hold up, let me see.
Pan-African or perish.
Hold up. I didn't mean to drop that clip that fast. Hold up, wrong clip. I'm sorry.
Whoa, guys. I talk to you personally. And if I don't talk to you, then it doesn't bother me that much. We must stop fighting amongst ourselves. Pan-African or perish. No one group is going to get out of this alone.
Yeah.
Together.
I always tell people that, and I was one of the people who were really, really trying to tell people, yo, stop this. In fact, there was the African Americans saying that they were going to boycott African shops and African businesses, and I was like,
family, this is 2 months old. This is 2 months ago.
whoa, guys, just let's talk about this. Let's just discuss. And you know, to what you said, and even Europeans, they don't agree amongst themselves. But when it comes to them working together to ensure that there's stability and to ensure that there's prosperity in their borders, that's when they'll come together. I mean, why don't we do the same? Even here in Africa, we have 54 countries, and Congo doesn't mess with Rwanda. This country doesn't mess with this country. You know, Kenyans don't mess with other countries. And I'm like, fine, let's, you know, even Marcus Garvey said we are cast with petty differences, but can we find a way to come together and reclaim our greatness? I mean, even siblings fight once in a while, but when it comes, you know, but when the house burns, when the family house burns, the siblings will come together with water to, you know, to pour at the fire, to extinguish the fire. So, I mean, if Europeans can do it, and that's why they've been around for a while, is because they know how to separate personal from business. Why don't we know how to separate personal from business, Elder?
That's it. That's it. And learn how to deal with our personal differences. But, you know, like I say, I know that we all don't get along. We're human beings. There's no guarantee that we're all going to like each other. There are certain people of same culture.
Do y'all hear this? Come on, GS, I get flued out by Tariq. But hey, priest and officer, I'm saying, man, listen, this is wild. This is nasty. What the new people say out there in social media world, man, this is some nasty work. This is nasty work. This is nasty work for Dr. Kaba.
Don't like each other. But we're still family. Solve our problems. Deal with our issues.
Watch what Kaba say next.
And there will be people that will not do the right thing. There will be people that will turn on you. Know who they are too. But don't let them instigate you to turn against somebody else.
Y'all hear that? Listen, family.
You may not.
Listen what he
And
said.
there will be people that will not do the right thing. There will be people that will turn on you. Know who they are too. But don't let them instigate you to turn against somebody else.
Who he talking about? I'm gonna say it one more time. Who is he? Look at that grin. Look at that grin he give you. Hey, Crip, look at that grin. Hold on, look at that smile. Look at that demonstration. There it go. When he hit that smile at the end of the sentence, boy, you gotta watch out. Hold up, Kaba. Listen.
That will turn on you. Know who they are too.
Watch the smile.
But don't let them instigate you to turn against somebody else.
There it go. Once he do that smile, it's a wrap. He got you, Tariq. He got you, Tariq. Aboriginal Turtle Island. Look at that smile. Once he do that, I'm scared. I'm shook. Oh no. when he hey, whenever he do that smile, I get nervous. I don't know what he gonna do next. I'm scared to death. Hey, Crip, help me, somebody help me. I ain't playing. When he do that smile, man, I'm messed up. I'm scarred for life when he do that smile, man. Let me know a minute.
Because you may not have a problem. Bob Marley has a song, he say, your best friends can be your worst enemies. And your worst enemies can be your best friends.
This is what he say. Family, he breaking it down for us, family. We got to read the code.
Thinking.
This is what he say. Bob Marley.
And your worst enemies can be your best to turn against somebody else. Because you may not have a problem. Bob Marley has a song, he say,
listen, Commander.
Your best friends can be your worst enemies. And your worst enemies can be your best friends.
There you go.
Critical thinking.
Critical thinking,
Critical
family.
thinking. Get the emotion out. We've been hurt, Brother Orina. Those at home and abroad. We've been hurt badly. And from generation to generation, for some of us, that hurt has been passed down from generation to generation.
He cooking.
Be it colonization or enslavement.
Come on, man.
We're hurt. And I understand that.
And he understands that. So you know what that leads me to believe? That he's a critical thinker. He understands the games that Tariq is playing, and he's still partaking in the game. Family, if I tell you that I'm a critical thinker, if I explain the diabolical concept of imperialistic teachings that is enforced upon us for us to divide one another, and then I still side with a constituent that perpetuates that separation, that's diabolical. That's insanity. Kaba is so intelligent on the subject matter of Pan-Africanism, he even equates Central Park with Africa, Africans, and what he would call Africans Americans. Peep this.
Senegal Village began on 81st Street and 8th Avenue in what is today called Central Park. Hotep family, my name is Kaba Kamene, and we are in the middle of what is considered to be Seneca Village. However, in doing the proper research and looking at it from a different perspective, this area probably was not called Seneca Village. And that's why the title of what you're looking at really is titled Senegal Village. And the reason is because we're here at 85th Street. Senegal Village we're 85th Street here. That's 8th Avenue.
He's saying that Seneca Village, where Central Park is in reference to Senegal. Now, if that ain't Pan-Africanist type talk, then what is? Let's rock.
Central Park West. In that direction is downtown. Senegal Village basically was from 81st Street to about 89th Street, between 8th Avenue and 7th Avenue, which is just a few feet away from us over there, maybe some yards over. So when you look at the rectangular shape, it basically was from 8th Avenue to 7th Avenue and from 81st Street to 89th Street.
Family, this is how knowledgeable that this man is as it relates to Africa and what he would call African Americas or Africans in America. Peep it, family.
The African Methodist Zion Episcopal Church purchased plots of land for the African American community. Research tells us that for somehow or other, Senegal was corrupted to be Seneca. The name of this area really was Senegal Village, named after probably some of the individuals in the church knew where they came from in Africa.
And let me stop right there. This is what should be taught to children. Not that you started from a plantation, not that your greatness start from a plantation. Let it play.
Or just being the African Methodist Episcopal Church, let them name this area after one of the most important countries of West Africa, which is Senegal. What's important about this area is the fact that Africans and African Americans owned this land, and it was where freed Africans lived. It's important countries of West Africa, which is Senegal. What's important about this area is the fact that Africans and African Americans, important countries of West Africa, which is Senegal. What's important about this area is the fact that Africans and African Americans own this land.
What's important about it is that Africans and African American, in his own words, own this land. FBA seeks to wipe that out with a mental eraser. Whether it's true, right, wrong, or indifferent, anything that connects to Africa, FBA want to erase it. No different than a colonizer. No different than the slaveholder wanted to erase the connection to Africa. And one of the reasons that listen, every economist on the planet, European and otherwise, every social scientist on the planet, European and otherwise, have said that Africa is the next world power. That Africa time is right now. That Africa is waking up slowly, but there will be a spark, and by 2030, it's going to flow. By 2050, they will be a world power and competitor on the grand stage. In order to try to slow that, you have to remember, family, are y'all with me? Press 7 if you're with me. In order to try to slow that progress, you have to remember that not only the brightest in Africa come here for an education, but Europeans come to America for education. Chinese come to America for education. Russia, all different groups from around the world come here for education. Peep this. We have the education. And if we create those relationships with the next world power, the minority who has been ruling shall rule no more. And so to keep the divisiveness going, keep the distraction going, man, the oppressor, they think 50 and hundreds of years down the line. They think 50, hundreds of years down the line. They know if they can have these seeds of division planted now, they will grow for the next 20 or 30 years. And the thing about coming together, it doesn't mean holding hands. It doesn't mean kissing and chum-chum. No, it's creating relationships in order to perpetuate your greatness and your prosperity towards the everlasting tomorrow. Why would, and I said this on my last broadcast, why would Russia partner with countries in West Africa? Because they understand. Why would even the colonizer risk life, limb, and blood to colonize West Africa and then the whole continent of Africa? Why? Because they know We are the only slow people, FBA, amongst us. Those that are FBA are the only slow people that would allow someone to tell them to turn your back on the most resourceful place on the planet. It's insane. Like, you can be aboriginal to America, you can be aboriginal to Australia, you can call yourself whatever you want. But when someone, any nation of the planet, trying to progress and get their way up into the hierarchy of the families of nation, they turn to Africa, whether it's for the resources to take and plunder them, or whether they try to create relationships so they can purchase some of those mines, gold, diamonds, uranium, or whatever. We the only one that would allow someone to play us like this. And for Kaba to play like he don't know is insane.
And it was where freed Africans lived. It was a rural community. It was agricultural in nature, but they did other things. Their homes were from 1 story to approximately 3 stories. And they fished, continuing west. We have what we today call the Henry Hudson River. And so that's where they did a lot of their fishing. So right in this area, they were north of the downtown area of New York. So they were away from the busy area, and they were pretty much in a rather progressive agricultural community, along with a fishing post that's down the road from here. Research tells us that this community also, because of the nature of where they were.
Remember, he's talking about Africans in America post-slavery.
Was also one of the stops on the Underground Railroad. And in this bustling community here, Central Park, at some point in time, about 1853, the city decided that they wanted to create a park. Now, we can get into the intrigue of it all. We can find it very interesting that they would do what they did. But what I find very interesting is the fact that when this community became very popular, and when large numbers of Africans and freed Africans came to this area, was when this community became very popular, and when large numbers of Africans and freed Africans came to this area.
Why is Kaba changing his tune? This is what boggles me. This is what boggles my brain. Why is he changing his tune? Why is Dr. Kaba changing his tune? His tune is that the most brightest people on the planet comes from Africa. His tune is the people, he even got he got tons of videos talking about the Twa people was the first people to inhabit of the Americas. But now
was when they decided to build this park. Now, Central Park really was cut out in this area right here. Central Park, as we know it today, goes from.
So why? Family, this is what we have to ask ourselves. Why does a person with this type of information changes the tune? Listen to this.
There is no community. Community comes from the word common unity. First, you must love yourself. There is no community. Community comes from the word common unity. First, you must love yourself. Before we do anything as individuals, we have to love ourselves. You know, there was a study done.
Listen.
In Chicago, Loyola University, brother named Dr. Jelani Mandara.
Listen, family.
And what he did is he studied the role that cultural education plays in Black children. And they took the 7th and 8th grade students, somewhere between 11 and 14. And they introduced a cultural educational program to the children. Now, here's the key that I found to be very important. You have to look at self-esteem and look at cultural identity. Self-esteem, cultural identity. I've had students that have come to my class who were born with self-esteem, They came from families that were challenged, and all the challenges that we face in our community, they had families like that. But they had self-esteem. There was something in them. They felt good about themselves. And they were able to achieve in the classroom academically and emotionally. I would say that there weren't many that I came in contact with, but there are children that are born innately with self-esteem.
Watch them.
And they're going to make it no matter what. They don't even need a teacher. They're going to make it in life. But what that study found,
listen, family,
is that with the introduction of African-American history to those students in the 7th and 8th grade, that gave them self-esteem.
Listen, family. One more time.
Is that with the introduction of African-American history to those students in the 7th and 8th grade, that gave them self-esteem. Students that did not have that self-esteem got self-esteem through cultural education. And so that Judas within those students,
you hear that?
Have that self-esteem.
Listen,
got
one more time.
Self-esteem.
One more time.
Through cultural education. And so that Judas within those students that maybe didn't make them do the right thing, with the introduction of who you are, being proud of who you are.
He said African and African-American. I missed it that time. Hold up.
Gave them found is that with the introduction of African-American,
there it
is that with the introduction of African-American history to those students in the 7th and 8th grade, that gave them self-esteem.
Kaba saying that the introduction of African, and he uses the term African-American history, it gave them self-esteem. So what in the world would make a reasonable argument to push a FBA concept minus the connection to Africa? That doesn't make any sense. According to this educator,
Pan-African or perish. Students that did not have that self-esteem got self-esteem through cultural education.
Self-esteem through cultural education. He said it, not me.
And so that Judas within those students,
the Judas within them, listen to the language that he used. This is a very up-to-date video. This is a couple months ago. The Judas within them.
And so that Judas within those students that maybe didn't make them do the right thing, with the introduction of who you are, being proud of who you are. I used to teach melanin to my children. I had children come back, they would tell me how good they felt about themselves when they looked in the mirror and they saw the kiss of melanin on their face, when they saw the kink in their hair, when they saw the width of their nose and the shape of their lips, when I told them that that's the original human being. You the person that God blessed, that the Creator blessed. Instead of trying to bleach your face and do different things to your hair and shape your body to look unlike yourself. But we have to be proud of ourselves.
See what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense that he would push this FBA concept. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense to me. Let's go here with Dr. Kaba. Dr. Kaba has been teaching this for a long time. Now listen to people who try to push a FBA concept, right? And then let's listen to Kaba, who also, in some instances, push an FBA concept, but he pushed an African-centered concept in this video. And this is not an old video. Listen.
In life, and you don't call upon the ancestors, it's like you're acting alone. So you call upon these forces to be with you and to guide you. And most of these forces actually represent aspects of nature. In Kemet, they would be called Neteru.
Y'all hear this?
The community, as generations go on, create a ceremony, a ritual, either reenacting what that hero or shero did, or it will be reenacting exactly what may have.
Look what he's wearing. He's wearing an Egyptian collar pattern. Are y'all peeping this? Y'all peeping this? This is recent. That's an Egyptian collar pattern.
Spurred the event on. And so myth allows us to reenact the event through the story. So that when you're looking at the cosmology story, what our ancestors are looking at is that they're looking at the earth. And what they notice is that there are creations that come in the form of a seed, and that the seed placed in the earth.
Listen to the science in how he's breaking this down. And you mean tell me that FBA are going to have a science to break down to their children equivalent to this? Are you serious?
The womb of Gaia, the womb of the living earth, now is going to bring forward plants. Plants are going to go through a growth process. As they go through a growth process, they're going to age. As they age, they are then going to die. When they die, they are going to decay. But after they decay, they're going to resurrect themselves in spring to another life form. So the very first forms of resurrection came from agricultural science, when humans were able to scientifically model life as it related to the world around them. Then these humans, as they started to think, began to look at themselves. And they
So my whole thing in a nutshell is, why would he toss this away for a plantation gospel? Family, y'all still with me? Press 7 if you still with me. Why would Dr. Kaba act as if an FBA philosophy supersedes this? It just doesn't make sense. This is why I say it has to be a PSYOP, a psychological operation against us coming into our own. There is not a human being, European or otherwise, that didn't turn to ancient Kemet to try to learn the cosmos, to try to learn spirituality, to try to learn religion, to try to learn culture, to try to learn agriculture. There is not a person on the planet. Why would one try to push us to turn our back to the most civilized place on the planet? It doesn't make sense. And then you have a younger generation saying, we not them, they ain't us, we not them, that ain't us. It just doesn't make sense that the European would push this narrative back in the day, and now it's us that has been put in a position to forget who we are, and now we push the narrative, or they push the narrative under FBA. This was the European doing this at one time. This wasn't us. Even when our forefathers and our foremothers after slavery would say, I got Indian in my family. You got Indian blood or Indian hair or whatever the case may be. They never disconnected themselves to Africa. They never disconnected. Even when they were saying the Indian stuff back in the 70s or the 60s or whatever. When I was young, when they were saying it, they never made a disconnect with Africa. Never. Only in this modern day do they try to disconnect completely. But why? Because studies show Studies show, and I'm going to do a video on it soon. Studies show that it is Africa's turn. Family, you know, kingdoms rise, kingdoms fall. Empires rise, empires fall. It is Africa's turn. It is Africa's turn. The pendulum has swung back towards Africa, and they know it. And let me tell you something. Those countries in Africa that are sitting down at the table at this hour and working together, you ain't going to find out their strategy on social media. You ain't going to understand what they're about to do by looking at a social media YouTube video. Because these intelligent brothers and sisters, they understood and understand history. And they know not to put their plans before social media. In this social media heightened era where everybody got to talk about this and talk about that. What you doing, Tahaka Bay? None of your business. Talking right up here on this thing. You get what I give you. I ain't tell you everything I'm doing. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you what, a true leader that is trying to lead their people into liberation, they will never talk about their stuff on here. Never. 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 So if you're waiting for it, you're going to have to keep waiting. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to keep waiting because you're going to see the results. And let me tell you something. There's so many economists. Google that. Google or YouTube economists that predict the rise of Africa. Google it and you will find, and if you believe in these Europeans, that's one you can believe in because it's many of them on YouTube right now that is saying that Africa is next. And consequently, why is this campaign FBA is right now? Because they know. They already get it. And guess what? Like I said, everybody comes to America to be educated. You are already here educated. Let me tell you something now. Without even going to college, right? Without even going to college, without even going to a school of higher learning, most of us in America are so sharp in ways that we can go anywhere in the world and compete. Because our experience and our resilience of overcoming here in America. Let me give you an example. In America, we have mental warfare here in America like no other. Like no other. I've never been to Africa, but I've been to areas that was concentrated with a lot of Africans here in America. And I'm talking about brothers and sisters from the continent. And one thing that I notice that's different between them and us, many Africans will play, and I'm talking about from the continent, they will play as if they're slow until they get to know you. One thing about us, we don't know how to play slow. We're going to tell you straight up what it is. We're going to give you what we got, and it is what it is. That forces somebody to reveal who they really are. And we don't even know that we're doing it. We don't even understand the dynamics between how being real forces someone else to be real. That is a talent and a trait that no one on the planet has like us. You have Europeans that if you don't understand people, you would think that the most racist European being polite is not racist. But see, with us, we have a different type of discernment. And we can go anywhere in the world. I'm talking about the most slowest amongst us. Even the FBA who play like they don't know no better. We have an innate type of awareness that is different than any other group of people on the planet. That skill alone can help you in business, It can help you in agriculture. It can have the skill of discernment is like no other. So I say all that to say this. The moment that we connect with people who have the book smart, if we don't have it. The moment that we connect with the people, if we have the book smart, we connect the people with the muscle. If we don't have it, we're talking about the labor, the get it from the mud type. The moment we connect people with the resources, it's game over. You got the brains, you got the brawn, and you got the resources. It's game over. Why would FBA think it is so important to be over here with no brain? Because their logic doesn't make sense. They're intelligent, but their logic on this matter doesn't make sense. They just got a battery in their back. They just got a battery in the back. No resources. Where's the resources? Aqua Damon said, I do not have roots in Africa to build. Then build where you at. Who asked you about your roots in Africa? No one asked you a question. Aqua Vidi Man, no one asked you about your roots. Who asked you about your roots? So listen, let me get this Aqua Video Man. He said, I don't have roots in Africa. This is in the chat. I do not have roots in Africa to build. You probably not even building where you're at. Most people that talk about we can't do this, we can't do that, I'm not from Africa, they not doing nothing where they at. You probably ain't building nothing in your front yard. What are you talking about? That's like the goofiest argument. We not from Africa. I ain't got to go nowhere. You ain't got nothing here. Most people paying rent, paying mortgage that they can't afford. I mean, he said, I don't care about Africa. So why are you in this conversation? Why do you think it's so important to come in a conversation that doesn't concern you? This is the ignorance of these people that say they don't care about Africa. Then why waste your time in this conversation? This shows how asinine you really are. Because if I don't care about China, I don't talk about China. You would never catch me on a Chinese live stream talking about, I don't care about China. I just don't care. But this is how these goofies are. This is how these goofies are. Now, let me cook him real quick. This is how these goofies are. You would never catch me on a live stream where Nigerians are talking about the things going on in Nigeria. And I will come in the chat and say, I don't care about Nigeria. That shows you how retarded they are. It's just silly. It's just silly, silly, silly. But at the end of the day, Kaba, let's get back to Kaba. Kaba lays out a whole bunch of tidbits that we should pay attention to. Listen to this. This is old Kaba.
Everything and all is made up of waves. Everything comes in discontinuous straight lines, in other words. Waves. Everything exists. I hear so-called physicists and others talking about the string theory. Okay, that is what they say everything is made up of. Well, our Kemetic ancestors had waves as being all and everything.
Did y'all hear that?
And
Our Kemetic ancestors
had waves as being all and everything. And that at this point in time, everything resides in the waters of none. In other words, the concept of hydrogen. Unlike any water that we know of today. We're not talking about the water.
See, this is my thing. This is my thing right here. The things that Kaba is explaining, whether you agree with it or not, where do you find it in America cosmology? Family, do y'all hear what I say? Press 7 if you hear what I say. The things that you find in ancient Egypt, where do you find it in America cosmology? In FBA cosmology, where do you find it? Where do you teach your children about the spiritual sciences? Where do you find it at? Where do you teach your children about the most dynamic and the most diverse understanding of the upcoming or the uprising of man? Where do you get it from? See, they are reverting back. They are reverting back to the plantation. That's why they say they foundation, because they foundated at the plantation. But the most dramatic sciences on the planet can be explained in the Medu Neter. Can be explained in these stealth in what is that? What's the other place? I forget the other group, man. It start with an M. What's the name? What's the other oldest civilization? It didn't escape me that fast. Man, I forgot the name. Where they be talking about the Anunnaki and all that. You know what I'm talking about. But the point that I'm making is there's nothing in comparison. Anything in America that seems dramatic, or Mesopotamia, that's what I meant to say. It came to me. Mesopotamia. Anything, that's right, Sumer. Anything that we see in America was imported by our people. You hear what I say, family? Whether we talking about mounds, whether we talking about pyramids, whether we talking about Olmecs, anything in the Americas was imported by those from the inhabitants of Africa. Let me go a step further. Even a teepee that the pale or the red, quote unquote, Indian erects to live in, even the teepee is a replica of a pyramid. Even the teepee. There is nothing on the shores of the Americas that was not imported by the people that they call Africans today. Nothing. There's nothing original in the Americas. Because when people migrated and they traversed the globe, they brought their culture with them. And there's only a little bit alterations of the original cultures, but not much. You can still see the fingerprint. You can still see the footprint. The footprints are clearly cut. And so to cut people off from their ancient heritage, it's something that says in the Bible, do not move I'm going to use the term, let me paraphrase. Do not use the property line, the property marker of the ancestors, something to that effect. But what it means is, don't change that which always was. So people can see the line, the lineal or lineage, and understand who they are and who they were. It also says, if you believe the Bible, honor thy mother and thy father, that thy days may be long upon the earth which the Lord thy God has given thee. And people be looking at that as their immediate mother and father, their current mother and father. But no, you have to go beyond your current mother and father. In order for your days to be long, we're talking about your heritage. We're talking about your culture that lives on after you. We're talking about your footprint that lives on after you in culture, in science, and intellect. So honor thy mother and thy father, that thy days may be long upon the earth. In other words, the days where your culture still is predominant amongst many. The days that your culture continues to awaken people, continue to inspire people, continue to unfold into even greater. So when you honor your mother and your father, you're just passing down that ancient culture. You're passing down that ancient nobility. You're passing that down. You're passing it to your children. But if you stop at the Civil War, what are you passing down? What are you passing down? How to pick cotton? What are you passing down? Making inventions that Europeans stole and used for their benefit? What are you passing down? Saying you built the country, that you built this country that you haven't been able to eat off? That you're still waiting for someone to give you welfare, waiting for someone to give you crumbs to drop off the table, but you saying that you built? Is that what you teach your children? Or do you go beyond that and you teach your children that there was greater civilization that make this look like a midget to civilizations, if you will? And the greater civilization that we built, this is modeled after that. Whether it talks about sewer system, or whether we talk about roads that was lit, or whether we talk about structures as far as the eye can see in the sky, that came from our forefathers and foremothers. So I'm on my soapbox now, but let me just knock this out for y'all. One more, and I'm going to get out of here, family.
Not only if, in fact, we built America, then I would dare say we built Western civilization. The people of the Caribbean, they're fighting for reparations. The people, CARICOM, and then you have AFRICOM, okay? But we have a very distinct demand as it relates to reparations. And the root word of reparations is to repair.
That's right.
Repair the ill that you did. And these are the kinds of things that we have to sit down and talk to our brothers and sisters about. But first, we have to not only talk to each other this way, but first we got to talk to ourselves. We must look in. Dr. John Henry Clark, my first homework assignment from Dr. Clark when I was 12 and a half, my name was Booker T. He said, "Oh, Booker T, you're going to become a great teacher one day." Funny, I want to be.
How can he be a student of Dr. John Henry Clark and neglect all the things that Dr. Clark taught us?
I wanted to be an astronomer when he told me that. Funny, he said, "I'm going to be a great teacher one day." He said, "Oh, Booker T." He often told me Booker T. Washington was the most misunderstood man in America. Booker T. Washington was a Pan-Africanist. That's how Marcus Garvey got here.
You hear what he said? Booker T. Washington was a Pan-Africanist. That's how Marcus Garvey got here. That was a fact. Listen to this.
Was a Pan-Africanist. Booker T. Washington was a Pan-Africanist.
Do y'all know? Let me show you something. Do y'all know that he's on a podcast that's asking them all of these questions about FBA, but he talk about Pan-Africanism. Crip say, "Hey, Crip, we got to send that to Moochie." Why did he say Africom? That is a U.S. Department of Defense creation. We got to send that to Moochie. Let me see.
When I was 12 and a half, my name was Booker T. He said, "Oh, Booker T, you're going to become a great teacher one day." Funny, I wanted to be an astronomer when he told me that. Funny, he said, "I'm going to be a great teacher one day." He said, "Oh, Booker T." He often told me Booker T. Washington was the most misunderstood man in America. Booker T. Washington was a Pan-Africanist. That's how Marcus Garvey got here. Was through Booker T. Washington. Marcus Garvey wanted to create a Tuskegee Institute in Jamaica. And he wrote to Booker T. Washington, said he wanted to come up and he wanted to learn how to do it. And Booker T. Washington said, "Come on up."
So why is he?
By the time he got here, Booker T. Washington had joined the ancestors. So he never got, so Marcus Garvey stayed.
Why is it that he is pushing Pan-Africanism? Let me play this one. I'm going to get out of here. I think this is it right here.
Thing. You have been doing this for so long. You have been writing books for so long. You've been teaching Black people for so long. You know, what drives you? What drives you to be so consistent, to be so powerful, and, you know, to still keep the passion going? What drives you?
Listen, family.
The reality that our people are ready. I know that the work that we do sometimes bring disappointment. I know that we wish that more people would open their eyes and understand their greatness. But in working with children, I've come to realize that they're ready. And what drives me is them. What drives me is you, Brother Orina. In knowing that the work that we're doing has in some way, some fashion, been part of your positive journey. That's what drives me. Success. I've seen it. I know it. I've lived my life with it. I myself am a result of being impacted, first of all, by my parents, who were very much involved in the movement back in the 50s and the 60s, and being introduced to the great scholar, Dr. John Henry Clark, at a very young age, 12 and a half. I know that it works because it worked for me. And
stop right there. If he knows Pan-Africanism works for him, why would he act as if it's not important for us all?
So all I'm doing, Brother Orina, is I'm replicating for others what was done for me.
Whoa, guys.
I talk to you personally. And if I don't talk to you, then it doesn't bother me that much. We must stop fighting amongst ourselves. Pan-African or perish. We must stop fighting amongst ourselves. Pan-African or perish. No one group is going to get out of this alone.
Yeah.
Together.
I always tell people that, and I was one of the people who were really, really trying to tell people, yo, stop this.
Pan-African.
In fact, there was the African Americans saying that they were going to boycott African shops and African businesses, and I was like, whoa, guys, just let's talk about this. Let's just discuss. And you know, to what you said, and even Europeans, they don't agree amongst themselves. But when it comes to them working together to ensure that there's stability and to ensure that there's prosperity in their borders, that's when they'll come together. I mean, why don't we do the same? Even here in Africa, we have 54 countries, and Congo doesn't mess with Rwanda. This country doesn't mess with this country. You know, Kenyans don't mess with other countries. And I'm like, fine, let's, you know, even Marcus Garvey said we are cast with petty differences. But can we find a way to come together and reclaim our greatness? I mean, even siblings fight once in a while. Mm-hmm. But when it comes, you know, but when the house burns, when the family house burns, the siblings will come together with water to, you know, to pour at the fire, to extinguish the fire. So, I mean, if Europeans can do it, and that's why they've been around for a while, is because they know how to separate personal from business. Why don't we know how to separate personal from business, Elder?
That's it. That's it. And learn how to deal with our personal differences. But, you know, like I say, I know that we all don't get along. We're human beings. Pan-African. There's no guarantee that we're all going to like each other. There are certain people of same culture don't like each other.
I mean, I want to tell you that this is not an old video. This interview is only 2 months old. This is not an old video. This is about 2 months old. 2 months. Pan-African
or perish.
2 months ago.
But we're still family. Solve our problems. Deal with our issues. And there will be people that will not do the right thing. There will be people that will turn on you. Pan-African, know who they are too. Or perish. But don't let them instigate you to turn against somebody else. Pan-African or perish. Because you may not have a problem. Bob Marley has a song, he say, your best friends can be your worst enemies, and your worst enemies can be your best friends. Critical thinking. Critical thinking. Get the emotion out. We've been hurt, Brother Orena.
I'll let y'all decide.
Those at home and abroad. We've been hurt badly. And from generation to generation, for some of us, that hurt has been passed down from generation to generation, be it colonization or enslavement. We're hurt. And I understand,
man.
Nasty work.
Certified boogeyman.
Nasty work, Kaba.
Check 1, 2.
Certified boogeyman.
It's nasty work.
We're gonna speak the truth, regardless of whether you like that truth or not.
Certified boogeyman.
That's
We in the
nasty
21st
work,
century.
man.
How people are poor, hungry, ragged, naked, and out of doors.
Certified
How
boogeyman.
people are being murdered on a daily and consistent basis.
It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. A couple weak frauds that crept through. He put the bean on me. I didn't neglect you. Time's up, allow me to bless you. To yell reparations and they got your attention. A failed clown rapper, claim he was pimping. But you don't know, he was a fed since 9-0. Cosmo Flex was a front for 5-0.
You can't get dropped in a pit of snakes
Certified boogeyman.
and trying to figure out which one has the venom sac.
Certified
I'm this
boogeyman.
tongue. This one is not
Certified
poison.
boogeyman.
FBA laughed when he went to the Romans. I guess they don't understand, that's you own them. Lying on GS, claiming I stalked them. That ain't true, cause if it was, I'd have chalked them. I'm simply a blogger, researching for the family. Cause people look like me, continue to scam me, continue to scam us in the name of liberation. But when you call them out, they claim that you hate me.
Certified boogeyman.
Pan-African or
Certified
perish.
boogeyman.
Yeah.
Pan-African,
Certified boogeyman.
Pan-African or
Certified boogeyman.
I'm back like I left something, and you kept frontin' sick the beans on me, but they ain't really stopping nothing. How you say you slap a man and go get a peace order? Something ain't adding up. I'm swimming in the deep waters. Time to take a deep dive, see who you really are. Who named you Tariq Nasheed? Affiliated with the guns? Nah, you ain't a Sunni or the nation, but ain't nobody question why you perpetrating. See, early in the 90s, they put you on a mission. Hip hop was conscious, you came with something different. Goofy clown rap, it took it off track, but you was so whack, nobody followed the act. So they made another character, turned you to a thug. From Cosmo to K-Flack, but still got no love. Album went wood, it was trash, no good. You was hip-hop police, snitching on the hood. How you make a documentary about hip-hop and not include yourself in all your albums that flop? Yeah, you got some dark secrets, I'm here to expose them, and I don't plan to stop until everybody knows them.
Pan-African, Pan-African or perish. Pan-African or perish. Pan-African or perish.
Ain't nobody lying on you, silly Billy. That man beat you, man. Beat you like a damn thief.
Finish him.
Pan-African or perish.
This is a sick Negro.
My hotel. Assalamu alaikum.
Sound like a scam coming.
Pan-African or perish.
Sound like a scam coming.
Shalom.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's about that time. It's about that time,
Yeah, I'm putting
y'all.
cases on bitch niggas now.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm putting cases on bitch niggas now.
Come on, man.
My people's from Guyana. My people's from Guyana. My people's from Guyana. My people's from Guyana.
Come on, man.
Grand Rising Moors. Grand Rising.
I'm good.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats.
My people's from Guyana.
So pick me. Choose me. Love me.
My people's from Guyana.
So pick me. Choose me. Love me.
My people's from Guyana. My people's from Guyana.
So pick me. Choose me. Love me.
Come on, man.
My people's from Guyana. My people's from Guyana.
So pick me. Choose me. Love me.
They're eating the dogs. The
Come
people
on,
that came
man.
So
They're
pick me.
eating.
Choose me. Love me.
My people's from Guyana.
So pick me. Choose me. Love me.